introducing this brand new building. I'm not going to say much. I'm just the MC. I'm Amy Landry with Benchmark Real Estate, and I'm going to ask my husband Tom, the developer, realtor, to come up and tell you all about this really cool green building. I'd say it may be one of the greenest that Portland has or will have as of now. Hopefully it won't be the last, however, we need more of them. So we hope to be breaking ground and moving the city forward. So Tom, come up and tell us about the building.
I have nothing to compete with that humor at the beginning. I have nothing. So, well, thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it. It's humbling to see so many different people who have had a hand in this. And if a village, it requires a village to raise a kid, it takes a community to raise a building like this. And I want to acknowledge first and foremost the group of dedicated people that are here before me and those that are not. Without them, without this local team, we would not be here, and the future residents like Bob and April over there would not be, and what is going to be one of the most progressive and forward-thinking buildings built in Portland for this purpose. We're not here to pat ourselves on the back artificially. We are not doing a LEED platinum building, but we are doing a building that is very, very forward-thinking and to those principles of LEED. We're choosing not to get certified, but we are going in that direction. The other thing that is very unique about the property is that it is something that is done for market rate. This is not a laboratory. This is not a dormitory, right? This is something that a group of investors, and some of them are here today. Anna again is here, right over here in the beautiful red jacket, who believed in the project, that believed in Portland being something better, and that we could find a group of buyers that were conscientious and understood that we want to build the properties of not yesterday and not even today, but of tomorrow. So can we bring those best practices here to bear, and is there going to be a market, an independent market? So these were spec condos based on an idea that we could do something world-class right here in Portland. I'm very proud of our team, and I want to mention several of them. First and foremost, again, the investors. Without them and their vision, we would not be here. The second person I want to mention, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because this is sort of the gloss over, but it's important, is Daryl Bridges. As Lauren knows, Daryl is one of the original design members of this team and has been with us the longest, and he brings passion and professionalism to this. He's worked on this from the beginning, and he continues, as I know Sam and Lauren know, to work on this ongoing. So a big thank you to him. Another shout out to Lauren Ryder of her individual architectural firm, Lauren Ryder Architecture, but also she's working and is a strategic partner with Cornerstone. And Lauren is hands down the most gifted, talented, and prolific architect I have ever worked with or been a part of working with at all in any project that I've seen. So a big kudos to her for coming into this halfway through, picking it up and bringing it to today and going forward. So thank you, Lauren. Richard Eaton for his surveying, Sam LaBelle, Will Savage, and the team at Acorn. They epitomize strategic partnership with people in our capacity in Portland. They, very rarely in the world of development do you not go around and take multiple bids. Sam, you got our business for the rest of forever. Your team is fabulous. So the other folks are Aaron Jones. He's very common sense. He approaches very complex problems in the world of structural engineering in a way that makes me even feel like I semi-understand it, which is an accomplishment. Edith Smith with our team at Cornerstone that does interior design. A guy, and if you guys are in the need to build something you should visit Performance Building Supply, and they're down on Diamond Street off of East Bayside. They're fabulous, and Steve Constantino is the owner of that company, and really one of the preeminent authorities on green and energy efficient building in the state of Maine. My dear friend Aaron Ryder, my friend Elliot Barry of Camden National for the money. We all need money. And and finally, out of that big long list, these two guys over here at the end, John Smith, my friend, and to his right, Aaron Barassa. He gave us his most talented project manager, and I'm psyched to be working with Aaron on this project. So thank you, guys. Finally, I'm gonna do another little toss out here to my wife Amy for letting me pursue these creative and sometimes risky endeavors, and having my back and supporting the company. Secondly, the city staff, Christine Grimando and the planning staff, they tirelessly work with people to bring projects from idea to move in, and we could not be here again without their help. The other city folks are Deb Andrews and the staff at Landmarks, and their work to help us shape a project which we originally had something that was very, very modern, maybe a little bit too modern, a little too spaceshipy. They helped us make it better, and they brought it in context with its surroundings and giving homage to this historic neighborhood, but also allowed us to be of this time, which is also vitally important, that we're not building historic replicas, and they know that, and they were very supportive of us in the process. The next group I want to acknowledge is the volunteers that sit on the planning board staff. I cannot imagine what they do this week after week and year after year, and they help folks produce the housing that we need to satisfy Portland's growth today and in the future. So a big thank you to the planning board team members. Next, I want to reach out to folks like Bob and April over here who are the future residents. You know, we met, has it been a year?
Just about.
Yeah. So guys, this is an idea, right? In back of you, you know, I was approached by the owners of this property because I've done development work in the Hill for nearly the last 20 years. And they wanted the property to sell quickly, but they also wanted somebody to restore, in particular, the house right in back of you, which we did a full-scale historic restoration on about 2 years ago. So we honored that, did that, and when we were approached on this, we had this idea for this back here, but it was just on paper. There was a website, and we had owners and future residents believe in that and come along with us and be incredibly patient. So thank you, Bob and April. So finally, I want to thank the neighbors for putting up with me right now, for putting up with that over the next year. And for also, you know, there's a lot of gripe in my industry, if I can wear my, you know, sort of real estate hat and developer hat, about the process you have to go through to build in Portland, Maine, and I disagree that it is too challenging. It is just the right amount of challenge. Through that process and through the collaboration with neighbors and communities and places like we are right now, that people who are passionate about their immediate area, you wind up with a better project. And through the participation of the immediate neighbors and the surrounding neighborhood here on Mungo Hill, we wound up with a much better product and a much better condominium building here. So thank you to the neighbors, and thank you to everybody here today. So I'll close with a few ideas about, you know, and I was thinking about this as I'm writing it last night. Who cares? Well, this is just another condominium building. Why are we here, right? And what I would say to you is that's a great question, right? Is this all a PR stunt, and, you know, to get more sales or whatever that may be? And partly, I'll be honest with you, partly I'm a sales guy. But more importantly, guys, this is not just another condominium building. This is a project where, again, from the inception of it about 3 years ago, the team that's worked on it and has invested thousands of hours held up a couple of tenets, right? The idea that we can build a healthy environment inside for the occupants, but we can also build something that's healthy for the environment, right, and outside. So how can we do both of those? It's not enough anymore to just have granite countertops and stainless steel appliances and high-end fancy fit and finish, right? That's not enough. With the COP26 summit closing yesterday, we all know that the time is now to do more, and we must do more. And that includes, countries, includes municipalities, it includes corporations, and it includes condominium developers. Now, in back of me, I could have, in the group that I represent, sorry, Anna, could have made literally hundreds of thousands of dollars more money by cutting corners. We did not do that. It's not the right thing to do. We found buyers that get it. We found people that understood that. And we did the right thing for today on this site. We did the right thing for the neighborhood, and we did the right thing for the planet. So these are going to be healthy condos for people to be in with some of the best and most forward-thinking technology, but we're also doing it away from the solar panels to the organic gardens to some of the most efficient and highest R-value windows you can put in the world, in a way that we can all look forward to and say, hey, that is a future landmark we're doing right now. And this is the type of building we should be building, not just chasing the profit, but doing the right thing all the way around, thinking about all your stakeholders. So that's what makes it different. And two final things I'll leave you with. Number one, to mark this day, and again, we debate this. My wife and I debate things at the kitchen table. And I have a lot of ideas, right? And I think my daughter takes after me. She's kind of just all over the place, but which is good and bad. So I had this idea the other day that we need to do something to mark this and mark the sales going forward, to continue to further show that we are serious about this and serious about the environment. And we have another project going on the Hill that's coming right on the heels of this, and we're sitting in these planning board meetings and hearing the feedback from the neighborhood about things like trees, right, and carbon sequestration, and the need for more trees, even in a specific neighborhood that you take them out of. Now, fortunately, this was a parking lot, I guess, or unfortunately, so we didn't remove any trees, which is good. But we also have to plant trees. But to mark today, the development team is going to give $500 to 3 different charities that are doing good things right here in Portland for the environment and for our way of life. The first one is the Portland Tree Replacement Program. So, and then the next is Portland Trails, and finally, Portland Parks Conservancy. So, going forward, that's today, and then going forward with each individual closing that we have, we will do that again for each of them, okay? Secondly, since I am a sales guy, I have to remind you that we have 2 units still for sale. So we have a benchmark box right out here on the corner of Morning and Turner. Feel free to stop by and pick up some literature. You can join our mailing list. We will not spam you, but we will keep you posted on this project and what this group is doing next. Now, not everybody can afford one of these units. But going forward, if you think about the Tesla model, right? They weird and crazy roadster, and then they built this Model S. But then they built the Y, right? This is the world car, right? This is the car that is more approachable and at a price point. So the next project we have to learn on this will be much more affordable, right? And that's what we're bringing, and that's what we can keep you posted on. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your contribution. I'm going to turn it back over to my wife.
All right, so we have just a few more people that we'd love to speak to you all. And the first is Lauren Ryder, the lead architect for this project with Cornerstone, as well as her own architectural firm. And like Tom said, she's amazing, and he tells me that every day, how impressed he is with her. So the team and the buyers and the investors are lucky that she is working on this project. So Lauren, if you'd like to say a few words about the project, that would be great.
I need a riser here. Well, first of all, Tom and Amy, thank you very much for those very nice words. And I'd have to say that Tom said just about everything that I was going to say, including references to COP26. You know, he's right. We need to do, we as anybody in the building industry has to recognize that we have a very big impact on what's going on in the environment and the environmental degradation that we are trying to recover from every day. So I couldn't agree more with Tom's philosophy, and I'm very proud to be affiliated with this project. As Tom mentioned, I did come into this midway, and you know, it's one of those things, I kind of inherited it, but I'm very, very proud to be associated with it. It's a very good building. I feel that it is a good building for today and for tomorrow. And I'd really like to say, really most importantly as an architect, that we are not in the fountainhead model of geniuses working alone. We really do bring a whole team to a project. That's any successful project really is a full team of other professionals, of contractors, of all the other people who bring a project to bear from the city, and so on. So I would like to put a special shout out as well to Daryl, who unfortunately is not here. Daryl is really the true workhorse of this project. He is really the one who put it together, and I wish he was here. We have an amazing team. Sam, I echo Tom's thoughts that I'm just going to work with you forever. It's a good thing you're so much younger than me. So, you know, I know you'll be around. Great structural engineer and structural integrity. And finally, this is my first experience working with Great Falls. And Aaron, I say the same thing to you that I just said to Sam, that I'm not, well, you are definitely younger than me. John, I'm not so sure. But I hope this is the first of many projects together. This has really, so far, been a great experience, and ultimately, it really comes down to the contractor to build the vision that we all have, and I'm very, very confident, based on everything that's already occurred to date, that that project that we all want to see is going to be successfully built by these guys. So kudos to Great Falls, kudos to the design team, and thank you, Tom, for your faith and your nice words. So it's something we can all be proud of. Thanks.
All right. So with that, we would love to introduce John Smith from Great Falls to talk about their company and what they think of the project and their involvement. So come on up. Very inconspicuous without a hard hat. He's trying to hide.
Oh yeah, I probably should have put a hard hat on. Sorry, Lisa.
Well, no, you just.
Thank
I
you,
think it's a
Amy.
good branding opportunity.
I
That's
know.
all.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, actually, Tom and Amy, thank you very much. We're really excited to be here today, and I think obviously a lot has been said, so I'm going to try and condense it. But when you look at these projects, it does take such a vast group of people, from the investors all the way down to the homeowners. It's really great to see that cross-section here today. And we also, Aaron and Lisa are here with Great Falls. Thanks for being here. We're excited to get going on this project. It's been going, the design phase happened long before we were at the table for the project. But we have been involved for quite some time, back and forth, trying to get it figured out and just trying to get things buttoned down. We have built many exciting projects up on Munjoy Hill. We really love the area, respect the neighborhood, and love working up here. It has its unique challenges, but we're up for it, and our team is well versed in dealing with that. So I think one of the things, a lot of things have been spoken about today. At Great Falls, we really like to focus on constructing with a purpose, and really what that means for us. We kind of look for the vision, look for the mission in a project. And you've heard a lot about the mission and vision for this project today. So I don't need to emphasize that. We're definitely on board and excited to be the execution arm of that and get the projects done. Another thing that we focus on a lot these days, though, really is workforce development. I think it's really worth mentioning that when we look at these projects, as the design team is focusing day after day, week after week, year after year, trying to put a project together, our team is out building projects that have been designed years before that. But finding people nowadays from lots of different industries is challenging. Construction is no stranger to that. So we've put a strong focus on working with our next generation construction workers. And we have very experienced team members here, but we also, with projects like this, have great opportunity to bring our younger and next generation team members here to work. So we're excited to do that. We do that through internships, through shadow days, through apprenticeships, and also just visits from classrooms and with from all different age groups. We've had kindergarten classrooms, we've had alternative ed classrooms, we've had college students, all all tour our projects. So we're excited for the opportunity to build this project and to get the shovels in the ground and get going. Excited for the opportunities that it presents for next generation construction workers, as well as the current team members that have been working on it. So thanks again for all that are involved. We're excited to pick it up and get moving. Thank you.
That's awesome. That we're building this project benefit the younger generation, right, by making it green, and that's great that you're bringing the younger generation here as well. Next, I'd like to invite Quincy from the Chamber. I think everyone knows her. If you don't, you should, because she's great and does a lot for the city. Just to say whatever you'd like.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy. I love wearing a hard hat. I don't usually wear a hard hat in my day job, although I probably should wear a hard hat in my day job. But Amy, thank you. Amy, Tom, thank you both for having me here. My name's Quincy Hensel. I'm the CEO of the Portland Regional Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of an organization who is incredibly vested and engaged in the vibrancy of our community and making sure our community is a place where we can all live and work, this project is music to our ears. So thank you for bringing this to our great city of Portland. I think everyone here knows we have a big need for housing in the city. This is an issue that we at the Chamber grapple with on a daily basis, and this is just a great piece of the solution to that problem. So we're so excited to have this here. We're incredibly excited about the thoughtful design and development of this. To be one of the greenest, if not the greenest building in the city is just an incredible accomplishment. And I do hope that other developers follow the lead. I think you guys are developing this with an eye not just on the future of our city, but the future of our planet, which is huge. So thank you for that. And just lastly, I want to mention that when I first moved to Portland 20 years ago, I lived a block up on Morning Street, and it's where I fell in love with this city and the state and where my life began here. So it's really special to be back on Morning Street in the place where I kind of started my life and my career in this great city. So thank you for having me. Thank you for being a part of our community, and we're so excited to see what else you guys have in store.
So last, I'd like Josh Fifield to come up. He is here. He's also a great insurance agent, but he's here representing Merida. And so if you'd like to say a few words to close us out before we do our ceremonial groundbreaking, take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for everyone for having me today. My name is Josh Fifield. I'm a Vice President and Senior Account Executive at Clark Insurance. I'm also currently the President of Merida, the Maine Real Estate Development Association. So thanks for having me today for this joyous celebration. I look at this as a marriage of responsible development and environmental friendly homes here in Portland, Maine. What a gorgeous spot here. I know it's a little chilly, but it is Portland's Eastern Promenade, a wonderful spot for this development. Tom, Great Falls, and this great carbon conscious team that's been put together has worked hard to create Solaris. It's an amazing eco-luxury 7-unit condominium development on the hill here, and I like the fact that they've used 100% of their local team here, including their architects and engineers, Lauren and her team, the builders, the subs, and Tom's real estate team, an all local and non-franchise team. I'm excited to hear about the solar farm that will help each unit own and will help offset some of the estimated 50% of the building's owner's electric use. It's amazing. Lots of natural light, as you can see today. Access to nature, recreation, walking trails, and it's all right here to have close to all that Portland has to offer. I'm proud to welcome Solaris to the Portland community. I look forward to watching it go up safely and to see it again together at its completion. Thank you for having me.
Tom, I think you need Josh as part of the sales team.
So part of the risk of saying thank yous is picking people up, right? Or maybe what I was going for is, as I'm standing over there, is not to give away your complete bag of tricks and your secret sauce, right? But I would be remiss not to acknowledge Jensen Baird and Charlie Katzlevy, our lead and trusted attorney on just about everything related to what I do. Keeps me out of hot water. And their entire team at Jensen Baird is fabulous. So he was in charge of putting together the deal along with his team. We couldn't do what we do without him. And he designed, Bob and April, the condo doc. So don't blame me. He did it all. But if you're a condo owner or a developer or some of the realtors in the room, Charlie is the authority on this type of stuff, and again, I can't thank him enough for his friendship. So I'm sorry I left you out.
All right. So I thought we could open it up to some questions. So if our speakers can be handy, if anyone has a question, would you like to ask one? You don't have to, but questions from the crowd. When are we anticipating occupancy?
Aaron Barassa, it's you.
Next October.
You didn't hear that? Next October.
Or this coming October.
Yeah, or this coming, yeah. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, I would ask all of our speakers actually to come back up and grab a shovel. Obviously, we already broke ground. But it's fun to do this anyway.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Sure.
Amy, you're a speaker. Do we throw it at who do we throw it at?
So Amy's gonna go.
Amy, get in here. Yeah. You're a speaker. Let's go.
Okay, you want to go first like that?